everyone, I'm Jonathan from Conquest in Oklahoma, and we're over here training at Carrollton, Texas.
Right. So guys, come see us. If I just kind of post here and I try to slide in, all Chris is gonna do is move out the way. And then you're like, oh shoot, I'm gonna butt scoop behind him and try to catch him. Okay? Unrealistic, especially for self-defense or real life. So if I'm gonna sit there and do that, if he has a gi or if he has clothing on, I'm gonna sit there and grab, holding the sleeve, punch down. And if the hand is up and he brings his hand to his chest, he's gonna be able to remove my grip. Bring the hand to your chest and remove the grip. Okay? So right here, if it's gi, I'm grabbing onto the cuff of the sleeve, squatting down, sliding in, going right into my butterfly guard. Okay, no gi, of course, I'd be grabbing the hand. Okay, I think we've discussed that before, grabbing over the top of the hand here. Okay, once I get here, no gi, I gotta sit there and grab that wrist. So I'm gonna go from hand, because he can easily just pull his hand in and get it out. So from hand, coming over the wrist. Now, right here, I'm not gonna stay here too long. I'm gonna straighten my leg and I need to sit there and pull his leg up towards me. So right here, I open, grab it. Holding on to the wrist here. Holding on to the ankle until I can get underneath. This is just kind of the hold it here. If he starts trying to step, it makes it even easier because he's taking the weight off the leg that I'm gonna remove. Okay? So he's not trying to step, I scoop underneath. Right here, I'm gonna sit there and roll him and take him to the side that I have his wrist. Stretch, come up. No gi, I gotta make sure I follow. Gi, you can kind of hold on and get you a little bit of leeway. No gi, coming up, smashing here, pushing forward, getting my pass. Everybody good from there? Okay, let's do that again. So, come here. Where is Bruce? Okay, so for those who were here on Tuesday, Monday, of course, we worked on making this flow into a fast again. Okay, you go to the back here. Sorry, I got that John Wick going. So I'm feeling a little bit. I was like, so right here, once I sit here and make this pass, okay, everything's about what happens next. If we're talking about the gi here, I have more control off this position. So I go to Master Machado's boss grip. Boss grip here, I slide back. Now, he's limited on where he can go. He can't turn in me, Can't turn in. But he can try to turn away from me. So the first one we're gonna do is when he attempts to turn away, and I'm gonna shut it down. Try to turn away. Now, right here, look, I catch, and I go right into my cutter choke. Okay, so it's already lined up. Once you sit there and get your pass, drive, smash, pass. Boss grip, that's Machado's boss grip here. Now, I know his hand's gonna start coming up, so when I'm ready, if I can control him here, I let go, and he starts to turn. Look, I catch his hand. Catching the hand, pull the hand south, uppercut north. Grab, right here. So I want to reach all the way back behind his collar. Now, to keep him from rolling, I pull the collar back across. Remember, guys, you're not dropping this down on the trachea, okay? If I try to drop it down on the trachea, he can maybe shrug up with his shoulder, shrug with your right shoulder. And look, he can kind of shut it down a little bit. So I pull the collar up, and now on this cutter, the collar is going to cut off this side, and my elbow cuts off the other side. So as I go down, the elbow comes down, and there's my sub. That's the first one for the gi. No gi. Same idea. Here, now he starts to try to roll away, and I roll with him. Keep turning. Keep turning. And now I have my darts. Walking in, and I lock up my shoulder. Okay? So again, no gi. Pass. Here. I know, no gi, I don't have this grip, right? So he starts to look to turn. When he starts to turn, I turn with him. Now, if you're bigger and stronger than your partner, you may be able to stop him right here. But the problem is we're trying to stop people is things happen. So his same momentum that he's gonna use to roll me over, I start to turn my thumb. So as he starts to turn and roll, I turn my thumb. Very important here that I turn. As he starts to come up, I go over with him. Punch. Now for those who have done the darts before in class, gable if you have shorter arms. Shorter arms, you gable, trap. Walk underneath him. Notice where his elbow is. His elbow's on the inside, on one side, and my elbow's on the other. Right here, gable. wince it in. Okay, here means there's space. That means he may be able to get his elbow up. Bring your right elbow up. No, bring it out. Just bring it out. Okay, he may get out here. But when I'm here and I gable and look, bodybuilder pose, it's already sitting there tapping him. Okay? If you're longer, lock. Now, I start to walk up underneath. I'm going to kind of keep you loose. If he stays here, then I may be able to finish here. But a lot of times the pain starts to make people fall over. Go ahead and fall, Chris. There you go. So look, I keep walking in, and just like a constricting snake, I lock, pinch my elbows, squeeze, and get my sub. One more time, we're good on both of them.
One more time.
Okay. So just starting here on the ground, first one, the gi one, going to the cutter choke. Very important, guys, that you just don't do this. If I just go, poof, his legs just gonna wrap around and he turns back in. Or if this is somebody like Jacob might break dance on me. Come here. Come here, Jacob. No, I'm putting Jacob on the spot now. He's on his back right here. See, Jacob been waiting on doing this to me. So I go like this, I'm like, he starts helicopter. I'm like, oh, snap. And then you're like, oh, I'm about to get him back down. Oh. So, back on the ground real quick. So, because I know somebody may be really fast and scrambling, I try to move. Especially with the gi. Look, the more I sit there and walk here and I pin his leg and I pin his neck, I've locked out the two most important parts. Locking out his hip, locking out his neck. Now, for the gi one, I pass it, and then look, I make him want to turn. If he stays here, look, this is a lot of pressure on his neck. See, I'm gonna sit here, now he's still gonna do it. Look, he's still trying to beat this, but this is incredibly painful. Now I can just let my body weight. So I'm gonna bait him to bring his arm down. He's eventually gonna bring that elbow down. He brings his arm down, no, bring it down. Bring it under, there you go. So now, look, if he turns in, so what? I catch the darts anyway. Okay, but for the gi, I don't want y'all worrying about the darts. Partner's gonna try to turn away because most people try to turn the turtle, especially if they're bigger and stronger. The minute they start to turn, pummel, back underneath, grab. Sit up a little bit for me, Jacob. Look where I'm grabbing. Sit up to your butt here. Here, pulling across. Other hand, under into the collar. Deep as possible with this grip here. This one, pull around. There's my choke. Horses on the ground, down, flatten out. Okay? No gi, yes.
So the one on the back is just holding, it's not holding or anything?
It's holding it in place, correct. That hand underneath is stabilized. Don't worry about that hand doing the choke. No gi. I'm here, I step, he starts to turn. Look, my arm goes under. I roll, punch. Now, if he keeps rolling, so what? He rolls over me, roll over. I still get it. And there's my son. Everybody good with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's your last group.